And we are live. Okay. Hey, ladies. How are you today? I am excited to be here as usual. How is it going? Come on in, come on in, come on in. I'm going to be starting with a quick story. So if you are here already, drop me an emoji and let me know where you're watching me from. I like to do these things because they let me know you can hear me and that everything is going good. Okay, so quick story for you before I get into the topic of today. I'm going to tell you the story of Miss Matthews. Miss Matthews actually is one of my old students, one of my graduate students who became part of my first leadership development classes that I organized when I was uh, doing masterminds in the university. She's currently a policy manager in the United States for one of the states. She's doing very well and she has risen into her dream career. I love to call her Ms. Matthews, and that's kind of a nickname that I chose to give to her. A couple of weeks ago, she sent me a message, and that's going to form the basis of the story I'm telling you today. That story was about how the desire to continually improve herself and to get her voice heard, the value it continues to bring to her and how much meaning it continues to have for her. She basically wanted me to appreciate the time we spent together, especially when she was in the stages of growing herself and establishing what her purpose was. And she wanted me to know that it was all paying off. And she gave me one story that really stood out for her. Are you ready? In that story, she was on her daily assignment, and this assignment that day happened to be in the Senate building of her state. Okay. Now, in that morning coincided with the visit from a school excursion that had brought a class to come and visit the Senate building. Now, she said what stood out for her was as she moved from one Senate office to another, she noticed this little girl that kept on watching her. This girl was completely detached from whatever was going on with her class excursion, and she kept on observing Miss Matthews. She said the girl's eyes never moved from her. And later, as she walked across the state's house grounds, she said that same little girl saw her again. And as was previously, her eyes never moved. So, she said she stopped at some point. She pulled down her mask. I mean, they were outside at this point, and she said she gave that girl a big smile and a wink. That little girl beamed at her, and she could not forget she literally felt as if the young girl was hugging her. Now, when she sent me that message, she said it was kind of a reference for her so she would never forget that incident. And she wanted me to continually remind her of it whenever she felt discouraged. Look at the energy that she got from giving that girl a hope. Look at the energy she got from the possibilities she has created in the mind of a little child. Look at the hope she saw in the smile. Look how her stopping to smile and wink at the little girl caused her to beam. Now, if that is not impact, I don't know what it is. And if impact is not a reason to lead, I'd like you to tell me one good reason. So come on in, come on in, come on in. We already got started. Hey. Thanks for joining me, Eva. I appreciate it. Please leave for me a hashtag in the comment section telling me where you're watching from. It also lets me know that you can hear me. And if you're watching the replay, I am so glad you joined. So hashtag replay and also tell me where you're watching this from. As always, it is a live special for corporate professional women who are high performers but are tired of being overlooked, undervalued, and underrepresented. So if you're ready to position yourself for executive leadership, this is for you. Today, we're taking on another very interesting topic. And as you read in the advertisement, the title is, What is Your Why? What is your why? I'm asking you, what is the reason why you are doing the things you are doing? What do you believe is your purpose? What do you believe is the reason why you're doing the things that you should be doing. Hello, I see you. Thank you for joining me. Drop me a comment in the comment section. Just hashtag where you're watching me from, and I'd like for you to engage. I'll continue to check the comment section so I don't miss whatever it is that you leave there. Okay, so getting into the topic for today. I don't recall introducing myself. If you're meeting me for the first time, I apologize. Yes, I get excited. If you already know me, thank you again for joining. If you're meeting me for the first time, I'm Dr. Shade. I'm a certified leadership coach. I'm a high performance strategist. I help women who are in corporate to ditch the overwhelm and get recognized to get a spot at the decision making table. You're welcome once again, and thank you for being here. So I told you that short story before I got started, but I have a very simple question for you today. If you're able to answer that question for me, my job is done. As a professional woman, getting up every day to do the things that you do every single day, what is your why? I see your thumbs up. Thank you for the like. Drop for me in the comment section, what is your why? Why do you do the things that you do? What makes you get up and jump out of bed every day? Listen, as women, we're culturally trained to suppress our own needs in favor of serving others, right? We literally become superheroes when the people we love around us need saving. We literally jump hoops. We do impossible things, literally, when we need to help the people around us or we need to create an opportunity for the people around us. Listen, I was talking to a group of women in Africa once, and I asked them, if it came to it that your child needed money and was going to drop out of school if you didn't have the money, how far would you go? You know, some of them would sell their jewelry. Some of them would take on hard labor. Some of them would do anything. Everybody had some very interesting points to drop for me as to what they would do to make sure they kept their child in that school, in that course that the child wanted to read. But these are women living in abject lack. So we have been preconditioned culturally to suppress our own needs in favor of serving others. It is noble to serve others. It is noble to help the people you love. Unfortunately, what happens then is that most women put their needs and their aspirations on the burner to be able to help others. So I asked you the same question last week. And by the way, if you missed the session last week on Do It for the Money, please go watch it. I'm going to ask you that same question today. How many women do you know, and that might include you, who have had to sacrifice some serious opportunities just for a family situation? Yeah, drop something for me in the comment section. Do you know anyone who had to sacrifice some serious opportunities, some opportunities that would have changed their lives and careers, that would have changed the trajectory of their life, literally, but they sacrificed it for a family situation, whatever the situation was, children, spouse, parents? Do you know any woman that has given up something important to be able to be there for family? But somehow men do not have the same cultural expectation placed on them. But you know what? Today's discussion is not men against women. This is an effort to help women awaken the drive inside of you. You need to get your voice heard. You need to begin to utilize your potentials. How are you going to do that if you do not have a why? If you do not even know what that purpose is? Listen, according to the United Nations, depending on what year you are looking at, there is about a 50-50 proportion of men to women in the world, give or take, right? I mean, it shifts a little one way or the other ever so often. Sometimes it's 49-51 kind of thing. But for the sake of this argument, let's just say half the population of the world are women. Fair? Now, can you imagine what we are doing right now in suppressing the full expression of half of the entire world population? It means that whatever benefits we're reaping today, it means whatever potential the world is having today, It means whatever economic gain, whatever successes, whatever leadership we're getting today is only half, at best, half of what we can potentially get. And that's assuming that all the other half is taking, making use of the opportunity given them. Now, a great leader once said, and I love this quote. It says, when purpose is unknown, abuse is inevitable. I'll take it again, slowly. When purpose is unknown, abuse is inevitable. Think about it. Everything on earth has a design. And when you do not know the purpose of a design, then you're definitely going to abuse it because you do not know what it was meant to achieve. If you use, for example, a knife to do the work of a spoon, you're going to find it incompetent and you're going to lose the potential of what that knife can do because you're applying it wrongly, and vice versa. So a knife is not bad because it cannot do the work of a knife, but the knife is not bad either because it cannot do the purpose of a fork or a spoon. If you do not know the purpose of a thing, you will abuse it and you will misappropriate it. Those are daily objects that I'm using as example. Can you imagine if you as a human being, if you are unaware of your purpose, you're going to misuse yourself because then you're going to be applying yourself in the wrong places and be getting wrong results and feeling as if you're not good enough. But what is going on is that you are not applying yourself appropriately. So what is your why? As a woman in corporate, if you're still looking for a reason why you need to start now, why you need to begin to position yourself for executive leadership, I want to give you another one today. Last week, we talked about do it for the money. Please go watch it if you missed that. Do it for the money. That was last week. Today, I want to give you another reason. Because as a leader in your industry, you will be presented with opportunities to create an impact and to influence the culture of the organization. If you are a leader in an organization or in an industry, you will have the ability to bring in new ideas to light. You will come up with innovative projects with your team and you will execute it, and other people can emulate, see your results and copy from it, and the trend literally grows and your idea grows. Now, you have those same ideas the way you are now as a regular contributor when you're not a leader. But nobody takes full charge of your values, of your thinking, of your skill level because you are not on the decision-making table. If you make a personal remark right now, you're not contributing because it depends on your line manager to either take it or leave it. If they do take it, most likely you don't get it implemented the way you dreamed it. It's never going to pan out the way you imagined it because they are not you. You are unique. They were not there when you conceived the idea. They did not know why you came up with the particular culture or value that you're dealing with. If it's even acknowledged, if you are even validated, they might implement it, but it will never come up the way you dreamed it. Now, the more interesting part of it is most of the time you don't even get the credit for it. Even if it gets implemented eventually, your name does not come up. Somehow the credit goes to another person on top of not implementing it the way you actually set out to do. So think about it. If you won't do it for the money, what about do it for the impact? Do it for the other people, the other women in your line of career, in your industry, in your organization, in your line of business, who will never become the fullness of who they are unless they see you do it. Do it for the little girl whose eyes are watching you going through the Senate building and seeing the possibility that that could be her. Is that worth living for? Hello? So I'm going to ask you again, as a woman in corporate, what is your purpose? And don't let anyone make you feel that one purpose is less noble than another. When you choose to begin this journey of executive leadership, recognize that you will do the work. So you deserve to set the terms. You deserve to determine what motivates you. And there is no bad motivation. It just has to be your purpose. And that way you will do it with all the passion and all the possibility and potential in you, because it is something that excites you. It is something that ignites your passion. Okay? So how much motivation, how much powerfully does that motivate you? Because when I say do it for impact, do it for influence, I'm saying position yourself for executive leadership, because it will invariably position you for higher impact. Remember that leadership is impact, nothing more, nothing less. And you will agree with me that a life of influence is a life worth living. So is that you? Leave something for me in the comment section. Is anything I'm saying today resonating with you? Do you hear me? Do you see what I'm talking about? And how do you think you can make an impact in your industry? You remember I started the story with Miss Matthews at the start of this live session. Can you imagine? Can you just quantify the level of satisfaction she felt that day? Can you imagine how she felt? You know, I'm sure she's had other successes. I'm sure she's had other victory stories for which she's thankful. I'm sure that she's paid very well, and I'm sure she's probably secured her financial future. But beyond all of that, I want you to understand that she didn't write me about all those other things. She took the time to document for me what transpired between her and that little girl, because that day she went home feeling that every price she's ever paid, every investment she's ever made in her life, every attempt to rise, every struggle she passed through and overcame, just for the effect it had on that little girl that morning, it was all worth it. So when you put in the work, when you put in the investment to grow in your potential, when you choose to become a voice on the table, when you choose to become a leader, you are impacting, you are inspiring, and you are creating an experience for people who you don't even know are watching you. You are doing something in transforming the lives of the people you are unaware are even watching you. That, my friends, is leadership. So, you know, if you're here listening to me, whether by replay or whether you're able to join me live, if you're already in your mid-level career, hear me again. I say this all the time. You are not there as a favor to you. Your organization did not hire you. They did not keep you to do you a favor. The organization is benefiting something from your skill, and you have something they need. You were hired to give value. There is no harm in expecting value back. So come to terms with why you are there. Come to terms with the things you want to establish. Come to terms with the reasons why you want to excel, and go be a game changer. You know, sometimes you know these things, you just need someone to remind you. And I'm right here. So you've given so much already, but where you are now is not doing it for you. You know you have so much more to give. You need to book a call with me today. That call, that strategy call, is free. I will leave a scheduling link in the description box or in the comment section, depending on where you're watching me from, because we are currently live on several platforms. I'm going to get you on a strategy call. I call it a strategy call, and we map out a personalized framework for you. My accelerator program is based on a lead framework. So it's leverage, equip, accentuate, and disrupt. We walk you through several strategies of leveraging your personal strength, of leveraging your purpose, leveraging your personal why to become a leader in your industry or in your organization. And we work with you on your leadership skills. We develop in all ramification, your branding, your communication, your networking, your personalized roadmap for you to rise to the top in your career, in the corporate world, in the business world, and get your voice heard. You deserve that seat on the table. You are not less qualified. You're not less talented. You are that good. You are as good, maybe better than some of the people who are there right now. And as long as you can bring value to the bottom line of an organization, they need you to improve their revenue. They need you to improve their culture. They need you to chart the path for other people and for them to succeed as well. Okay, I hope you got something from this. Leave a comment for me in the comment section. I would love to get your feedback. And I cannot wait to see you next week. Inbox me if you have some questions that you don't want to put out there in the comment section. But you know I'm rooting for you. You got this. You take care.